for joining. I know it's the early morning in the United States, and
Yeah, it's very early morning, and I'm a very late riser.
thank you very much for joining us. And we are very excited today to know more about you and your contribution to the society. And just I want to give a brief introduction about Nighat. Nighat is very successful Pakistani American, and she from Pakistan and operated in the United States as a successful business entrepreneur. Top of this, she has a great heart for Pakistani women of her area. She really want to make a difference and add value in the region that she belongs. She left with a lot of sorrows, and she's focusing on. And recently, she made an award-winning movie. It's a short documentary movie which highlights the features of the problems of her area. And I'm really excited today to talk all about all these things with you. So I'm sure that you have taken your coffee and your eyes are open and you are ready to go with it. So please, now mic is in your hands.
Thank you so much, Dr. Musa. I'm really excited to be here today once again. You kind of said everything about me. I live in the United States with my family, and I really like the explanation about Pakistani women that you went over. Musa, how you explained that Pakistani women are very independent. They are they have done so much for Pakistan, and they have been the backbone of Pakistan's history from its inception to even now, for its when it's growing and it's becoming like in the league of developing countries. I mean, developed countries very soon. I hope we will get there. And same way, when I talk about myself as a woman, I have been a mother. I have been a wife, daughter, and these are all the roles that Pakistani women kind of fulfill them very proudly and very happily. And I'm so happy to do that. And when I tell myself that, am I a businesswoman or when I explain myself, I come down to this, the family part. I'm proud to be a mother. Being a mother doesn't mean you should be disempowered, and being a mother makes you more powerful. So these are some of the things, and I was so moved by your speech, so I want to tell about that. And other than that, today I really want to talk about women's financial stability leads to a better society. I really believe it, because many women around the globe are being deprived of financial independency with little to no control over their finances. Women economic stability is one of the most significant setback for countries, for developing countries like Pakistan, because not only these women are deprived, the impact of this, women cannot make decisions, women don't have money. The impact of this on future generation is immense. Because in Pakistan right now, when we talk about, because I was born and raised in Pakistan, especially I was born and raised in Chitral, female labor force participation in Pakistan is still well below other countries with similar income level. So despite growing by more than a half over a few decades, okay, I have this, according to World Bank data, as of 2019, only about 21.67% of Pakistani women with university degrees work outside the home. Everybody, all the other, half of the population of a country doesn't work. That means they do not contribute to a country's economic development. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing, because I consider being a mother, staying home with the kids is a job. And in our country, this kind of work from a woman should be considered a very prestigious job, a prestigious work. And this should empower women. This should give them financial control over their finances, over their kids' finances. If a husband is taking care of the business or the husband goes out and work, that doesn't mean that the wife should ask for each and every piece of money from the husband, thus becoming a completely dependent and having no control over the money when she has to spend on her kids. I think there should be a system in our countries that the money belongs to both of them. But in most cases, this doesn't happen. Usually, I've seen in many cases when kids come to mother that we need something to buy some stuff, and the mother says, go ask your father. There should be one decision maker when the kids need to have some certain things to buy, and the woman should be empowered to make that decision. So these are some of my points. Yes, Dr. Musa.
Please go ahead. Like you are doing, you are
okay.
Very right.
Yeah, and another thing that I really think that some women have more potential to go outside the house and work. And what is really important, our society, we are different as our house structures are definitely different. There are some anomalies. I'm not talking about them. But as a society in general, even in the West, the whole society and house structure is designed in such a way that it always encourages the guy in the family, the boy, the son in the family to strive for the best and to earn money, to take care of the family. On the other hand, we tell our daughters, our women, that be agreeable, be nice, so people like you, and don't be rude, and don't be, in other words, don't be assertive or don't be strong. That's what we've been telling our girls. So we are teaching them to be good girls. And on the other hand, we are telling our boys to go outside and do this work, do that, because you will be valued for what you do. On the other hand, we tell our daughters that you will be valued for what you are. A pretty woman, a nice woman, a woman who can make do of whatever she has available. So these are extra burdens that we are putting on women, on girls, when we are having like daughters. These are the things we need to make sure that we should support our daughters as much as we support our sons, or we should as much support women in the family as much as we support the men in the family. These are some of the important things, because there's no such thing as being a self-made. There's a big notion in our areas. People say behind every successful man, there's a woman. But of course, because the whole generation of women or the whole generation of men are supporting one family member, guy member, to be successful in business. And now we need to see the same support for women. If she wants to start a business, the family should support her. So we'll be proud to say that behind every successful woman, there's a man. I think the society should shift that, like how women have been supporting men. Now men should grow up and come up and support women as well. Yeah.
Amazing. I guess this is a very important point you raised, that a man has to give a due right to a woman, especially when a woman says that I want to study, I want to go for a work. I guess in your area, situation is still not that favorable, and there's not much opportunities still available in terms of women. So, can you tell me something about your creative work that you have done for your area in the shape of a movie? This movie, and what was your theme, and what was the difficulties you faced while doing this movie in your area?
Dr. Musa, it's ironically that in Chitral, literacy rate is closer to 100%. women are, or guys and boys, I mean, guys and girls are educated. But the thing is, because the lack of employment, people are frustrated. It's a financial frustration. And when it comes to the girls population, they are more financially deprived, because when there are jobs, most of the time something is available for the guy, for men, but it is so hard for women to find jobs, because they have to find jobs in offices, in schools, because they cannot do odd jobs because the society don't allow them. But some women are breaking these stereotypes in Hunza and Gilgit areas, because they're now even construction workers. So this is happening slowly, but it has not come to Chitral yet. So because I believe, because of this, most of the time, because of this financial frustration, the suicide rate in my area was going up and up in Chitral, Pakistan, and also in Hunza and Gilgit, in all the northern areas, even Sawabi and Sawat, in these areas. Mainly women, 70%, but guys, men also. I mean, boys also. This generation is, these people are mostly young who are killing themselves. I mean, committing suicide. So I have been wanting to do something about this since 2014. I have been doing seminars and some programs. Even in 2014, I had sponsored a psychologist from Switzerland, New Zealand, to come to Chitral and teach people some TBT techniques like the tapping power. If you are going through stress and you are sad, you can use the tapping power and then feel better. And these were kind of things. Then I realized that was not enough, because this problem, can you believe, like in last 50 days, there were 9 suicides in Chitral alone. Young people.
Mm.
This is such an alarming rate. So, and then suicide happened in my own family in 2019. That kind of compelled me to do something about it. And I realized visual media was the best way, especially making a short film, I realized would be a better option to raise awareness in a broader level and kind of bring this issue to the mainstream media of Pakistan. And I'm so glad this happened because of this short film. Um, it's people are now talking about suicide in Pakistan, and I gave many interviews to Pakistani channels, and that's also a good thing. And people now talk about it. So I think we've been able to raise some awareness about mental health issues. And a few days ago, one of the actually the only senator from Chitral met with Prime Minister Imran Khan and explained to him about these issues in Chitral, and he assured her he would do something meaningful, some meaningful investment around the infrastructure of mental health. And I think he did, because a few days ago I read news that under Asad Umar's leadership, they kind of carried out one of the largest mental health initiative in Pakistan. So that's a good thing. I see some progress there, and I get really happy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, actually, we always heard that Japan people are doing a lot of suicides, and in Switzerland also we saw
Yeah.
and in journal. And you and as you live in US, you already know that if let's say anyone is depressed, they have a helpline, they have
Yes.
other, they will treat you, they will save your life
Yeah.
uh, by spending a lot of time on you. So I guess that globally Pakistan is also changing and
Yeah.
we adopt these new tactics, helplines, mental health care. I mean, we are talking about I was talking about the physical health care like pregnancy and other diseases, and this health, mental health is top of it has been adding,
Hmm.
because every second, third, fourth person is suffering from the mental stress, and stress has been increasing because of this economic and other conditions that we
Yeah.
are going through. So, um, uh, as you have highlighted this. issues of suicide. And so, what are your next projects that you are working
Dr. Musa, there are many social issues that I would want to highlight, and at the same time, I want to put Pakistan. I want to talk about some of the good stuff that we have in Pakistan. I mean, in Chitral, let's say in Chitral, we have amazing culture of hospitality, and overall in Pakistan, we have this amazing culture of supporting each other, supporting family. I want to see more support for female family members as well as for male family members, because that should be our next step, and we should start raising like good kids so they become responsible citizens when they grow up. So you're asking about my next project. This one thing that is so closer to my heart, I have seen many women suffer, is the issue of virasat in Pakistan, because
the inheritance, what you say, like inheritance.
Inheritance, yes, the issue of inheritance, because it's in Islam, a daughter should inherit something from her family, from her father, to be exact. But it is not practiced. It is understood, it is believed, but it is not practiced in Pakistan or in our part of the world. They say a daughter should get love, a daughter should get gifts, a daughter should not get a piece of property, piece of the land. This is making all women very financially dependent on fathers, on brothers, and on husband, or even on sons, because a woman has no power in Pakistan when she doesn't have let me put it correctly, when she doesn't have money, exactly, she has less power. So this is the issue that I would like to raise, and I would want to see more women kind of come forward and get their share in a property.
Yeah, that's a very good, important topic, and it's not our only issue in Chitral.
No, not at all. Yes.
Worldwide actually issue. I mean, in all developing countries.
Yes.
No matter your religion, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's India, Pakistan.
They are eating the properties of a female, and because they feel that female is weak, and they cannot go to the courts. And I mean, on average in Pakistan, I heard, because we are all overseas, there are so many friends we know that have properties in the country where someone has occupied and they are unable to get the money.
Yes. Yeah.
And forget about the, inheritance. That's,
oh, yes.
You need to be sure that you have a land left there, which you left before moving to the country, and then you can talk about the inheritance.
Yeah.
So my last question from you is how I see any place like Chitral. There is, like living in UK and you're living in US. So we see that there is a local government, there is a county, council, city council, for example, who knows that how many people are living in the council area, how many are old, poor, small, big, infant, and they have a plan to vaccinate them for polio, for others. Then they already know that these much schools are required, and they are arranging resources for that. They have created some schools and primary, secondary, nurseries, and then they have, according to the patient ratio, they have made medical centers where everyone get access to the healthcare. So, what do you think that this kind of implemented system, do you see in Chitral in near future?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I would say this, Chitral's administration is pretty good when it comes to implementing certain stuff. When it's given to them, they implement, and they implement stuff like vaccination, vaccinating the whole. In the beginning of COVID-19, Chitral stayed away from COVID cases for until July, and like for too long. There were very few COVID cases because they maintained maintained people from coming and going to Chitral, entering Chitral. So this is a really good thing, and this should happen even more in a more structured way, because right now I see we have in Chitral only one district big hospital. So even that hospital had no facility to for dialysis for kidney patients. So, and then later on they got some, but later on I found out there are many machines there, but the thing is they don't have people to run those machines. So it's kind of a bit mismanaged. So I really definitely, it will be amazing if they have the same system like they have here, the county systems, where like like instead of going to the um, big area, big city, you have in your own small town some system where you go and they can take care of your problems right then and there easily. This will be fast enough for people. I think it is called some baldiyati some nizam. I don't know the explanation of it in Pakistan. So yeah, the county system would be amazing there. I wish they can do that.
That's great. So I guess that do you have a female MPAs and MLAs from your area?
Yeah, we have. In fact, this is first time we have a female senator from Chitral, and she is like I mentioned earlier. She's doing some good things about bringing Chitral's issue in the forefront.
That's great. I guess I will try to pick next time in our show so we can take some good positive things about your
Yeah,
area. I always wish that people like you create your own projects, which will be other than the government efforts, which
yeah,
actually is a strategic nature, and it makes sure that we can engage, even it's an employment opportunities
yeah,
creation, website even just to entertain them, just to keep them connected
yes,
and associated, helping them to migrate or live in the country and getting a better healthcare. So I guess you are doing a lot of effort on that part also. And I mean, if you mobilize your community in the United States who are from the same area or even
hmm,
not the same area, same country, they will be really, really contributing to that lead that future. Because I have felt that a lot of people want to do a lot of things, but the main thing is that they are hesitant to take the initiative.
yeah,
Any woman take initiative, I guess that there are a lot of men and women at the back to see Kosho.
yeah.
So that's an amazing discussion, and of course, our audience is listening to you globally, not only Pakistan. I'm really surprised that our registrations, I thought that it will be only from Pakistan, but you will be surprised that people in the United States are watching you all over Europe, Australia, in different time zones. So, I mean, Pakistani women, everyone likes, everyone appreciate them, and
True.
not easy. It's not easy. I can see that from Chitral to the United States, getting your own business and contributing back to the society is not a small skill set.
True.
It requires it demonstrates that you have proven entrepreneur skills. You have the risk taking nature. You took risk and you got the returns, and top of it, you maintain your culture. That is the most important, that you are staying in a country, maintaining a culture, you are exposing yourself as an ambassador, and people are getting high value information for our culture and our women globally.
Yeah.
So, what will be your closing remarks for the day?
My closing remarks for the day would be, I always tell people that as women, we have to go through many obstacles. So it is really important, whatever we want to do, we have to be really clear about it. if we want to stay at home and take care of the kids, we need to communicate that with the family, that I want to stay home, take care of the family. That doesn't mean I want to disempower myself financially, because raising kids is a job. It should be mom and dad's responsibility. That's like, we have to be really clear about what we want, because we don't have the luxury of trying and trying and trying and then failing and failing and failing, because society so much stereotypes women and look at us very with critical lenses. So we have to be clear, we have to be precise, and we have to understand that support is very important, family support. This can be as little as just having someone to take care of the kids for 3 hours a day. So this is, and also another thing that I would really, if somebody is watching me from Chitral, I would say, or anybody, my kind of message is, life is very important, and we should not end our life just because somebody said some demeaning words to us. We should look into different venues, and we should go outside and talk to people, and we should even discuss in our family. We should not keep our stress to ourselves or sadness to ourselves. Things can be better.
That's a lovely message. And this is we are very happy in a way that this is the first time in the history of Pakistan we have an overseas Pakistani as a prime minister, because Imran was an overseas Pakistani. He used to play cricket and stayed in Britain. So he has seen the systems, culture, local council, county, NHS. So I guess that's a great benefit to our country, because the overseas Pakistanis, they have a comparative set in their minds. They can compare that how US, UK, other countries are doing the best, and they are in a better position to implement them in their countries. So I'm getting a very positive response globally about the things, not only to Chitral, but in terms of trade, commerce, foreign affairs, in terms of employment, and in terms of so many things, especially this health cards, which is given first time in the history of so this is all, we are very happy about the overseas Pakistanis, and I wish that as overseas Pakistani, you will play an active role in leadership, in politics, and in economy, because this is what I feel, that a good quality educated women from overseas, once you get all these information, should go back and get the countries as a mission to improve and develop. And because as an overseas, we have better relations. So we have people across the globe, which maybe unfortunately a person living only in Pakistan never came up to order, can't do that way. I mean, if you will be happy that Imran Khan, wherever he goes, he has fans. So Prime Minister of UK is his fan. He's taking the selfie with him.
Nice.
So that's a great honor. I mean, somehow we feel very respectful. So with this, I want to thank you very much for joining us today, and I'm looking forward to having more and more for your projects. And this is your platform. Anytime, anything you want to say, always feel free to.
Thank you. Thank you, Ratan.